Do it.
I
Click
think
it.
it's on live.
Yeah,
Are we
Are
live?
live?
We need
Hello?
No.
to find winner from.
It says
yeah,
live.
I
it?
don't see chat in here.
Oh,
Is
me
that
too.
just me, or I
Yes,
only
sir.
see the internal chat?
Oh,
Even-
whoa.
Paulus is not here, and
Wow.
all the bells and whistles are not working properly.
Hello.
everybody.
Hey,
Hey, everybody.
Hello. Welcome
Uh,
to the 2024.5 May release party
May.
stream
On the 1st of May.
on the 1st of May. It's
It
a
is.
holiday
It's
for
Beltane.
some.
It's
May Day,
for not-
Beltane.
It's a holiday for you, Pascal, right?
no.
Oh.
I mean, in some states, let's translate it to US model. So in some states, it's a public holiday, yeah. But just
Ah,
I believe in 3 or so, and you have 26 of them.
Right. Well, okay. In case it's a holiday for you and you're watching, happy holiday. And well, let me start off with telling and introducing ourselves. I'm Frank, and I work on the Home Assistant project. And just in time, like a minute ago, shipped the new release.
True. I'll go next. I'm Missy. I'm the community and social media manager for Home Assistant. And I actually get some community updates for you guys today. So I'm excited to talk more about those today.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm Pascal, and yeah, I work at a lot of places behind the scenes, so I'm a bit everywhere.
And I'm Bram. I mainly work on the front end of Home Assistant.
Yeah. A lot of work on the front end, actually. Last release was epic, Bram, by the way.
Yep.
And that's why you're here as well, right?
Am I?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh,
You did
I
a
just
thing
thought
or
I was
two.
invited because no one else was going to join.
Oh, that's no.
Everyone else is off today. No one else was able to make it.
And just
No,
to share, Bram was one of the first employee at Nabucasa by side of me and Paulus.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he's a long-term front-end developer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was not December. Somewhere. Like after that, I
September.
was joined.
You were
December.
December.
Yeah? December.
Yeah.
I was September.
Those were the days, by the way. And still is. It's still good. Still fun. It's a lot of fun, actually. We do a lot of things. But what changed in general would be what we did a week and a half ago right now, right? That would be a week and a half ago. The state of the open home. In case you haven't seen it, there's a blog post on homeassistant.io, which is called Think Bigger. I'm doing this from the top of my mind. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's about what we did and presented a week and a half ago during the State of the Open Home, which more importantly launched the Open Home Foundation. This one or this one, this side. Mirroring.
Yeah. Oh no.
Oh, I don't have that.
mirroring, right?
I have a very cool one.
Oh, that one is cool
But it's
too.
different.
Yeah, so
Not as
we
special.
launched the. Sorry,
I'm not as special. I don't have one.
but you don't have that like little thingy Madalena
No.
made them. So
No.
cool. Like in
Yeah.
case you. Yeah, we
Ooh.
got a couple. She took a couple to the Netherlands while we were doing the State of the Open
Yeah,
Home, and they're
I was
like
jealous.
magnetic. So
I was
Look at
very
that.
jealous because you guys were wearing them on the live stream, and I was like, I want one.
Yeah, that was produced by Madeleine and Paulus in Brooklyn, right? And shipped
Yeah.
over.
Yeah.
to
in the
them.
makerspace. That is absolutely beautiful. But we launched the Open Home Foundation, which now officially owns. You say that right? Or governs the Home Assistant
Yeah.
project, right, Pascal?
Exactly, right. I mean, own is a strange word with open source.
Yeah, it is right.
But, yeah, I mean, there's a really long history behind that. I mean, we started with the idea of the foundation is a long-standing idea, but we usually start around 7 to 8 months ago. And yeah, we was by side to find the right place for the foundation. It was also, it was really interesting to work with all the layers, because it's also the question, what is open source? Who owns open source? What means ownership for open source? And a lot of these questions which we try to answer over 6 months. So it was a really great time also for me. I learned a lot of things. I'm happy to share that today.
I'm happy you enjoyed the time with lawyers. Good.
We're all glad you did that and we didn't.
Yeah, exactly. But still, it's interesting. It's very interesting to see, because now Home Assistant is part of the Open Home Foundation. In case you're wondering what is this all about, you can go to the website. I believe I should share this tab. Maybe just show it. We have www.openhomefoundation.org, where you can go and you can read all about the new foundation that is created, which basically represents the goals we have with all our Open Home projects, actually, which is privacy, choice, and sustainability. That's it. You can read all about it here. There's an FAQ here, even, I think, somewhere. I know there's an FAQ here. There's a lot of information here. There are the goals that we have, which is absolutely amazing.
Beautiful website.
Yeah, it's really a beautiful website. Good work, everybody. Like, I know a lot of people worked on it, so that's nice. And more important,
we have also to update all the other websites. That show how it looks like. So probably Home Assistant and all others will follow. Not the same design, of course, but yeah, we have to modernize also our web presentation.
We definitely should. I believe the Home Assistant website is basically how it was originally spawned in 2015 or something, 14, somewhere there. It's still the same.
Small tweaks here and
small
there.
Tweaks in there, right? Still the same.
Generally still the same, yeah.
In background, you did a lot, Frank, to be honest.
Well, I made it faster, most of all, in all times, because it was darn slow. But still, it basically looks still the same. But yeah, it would be nice if everything looked as shiny as this one. I fully agree. What I wanted to say, add Open Home.
Yeah.
This is missing.
Oh yes, Paulus is currently at the Z-Wave Alliance meetup somewhere in Austin, Texas. Convention thingy. Yeah. So he's talking there and talking about the Open Home Foundation and everything we're going to do with that and how awesome that is. Basically, telling the world, spreading the word. That's part of this too.
Right.
Which is,
and it's not a secret. After the last after we launched it 2 weeks ago, we also work on Z-Wave hardware. So we also share our working, our state of working to the other Alliance members.
Yeah, it's really cool. They can really test the hardware with all the different manufacturers and see how the devices work in one place, instead of having to get all the devices and go to all the manufacturers. It's pretty cool.
They call it a plug fest, I believe. That's the term for it.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, I believe that's a term, which is pretty cool. So yeah, hopefully that helps, especially if you have watched the last live stream, the State of the Open Home, you might have caught the fact that we're working on a hardware stick for Z-Wave as well. So if you hear that for the first time right now, the spoiler is out. And what it will mean and entail, that is something we keep a surprise for later, I guess.
We also work on a voice assist, right? Which also is also in the secret. So if you know a bit below your mind, then you should really look the State of the Open Home video.
Yeah, and if you're interested in those spoilers, then the hardware part from Uwe and the last bit by Madalena about the future and what it beholds and the roadmap there, that is definitely something to look out for and to look back to. That's where the spoiler is. Pascal, some people are saying that you're a bit quiet on stream. Could you raise your volume of your mic a bit, if that's possible? I see a couple of responses now.
Yeah,
I was just about to interrupt you and say the same thing.
Why don't I see the chat? That's annoying.
Yeah, me too. I feel me.
You don't see it?
No,
No.
I only see the internal chat with the studio, not the.
You don't have a
global chat.
comments part?
Nope. Used to have that, but I don't have it. I guess it's only for admins nowadays.
Maybe that changed. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've like that before.
Cannot fix it now, I guess. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Maybe
I
we
can't
have
respond. I can't see it.
Maybe I have to upgrade our subscription. Yeah, the volume is on top, so maybe I have to tweak the firmware or something like that. But yeah, that's not possible now in the stream. But I can go closer to the microphone.
Well, now it's better. Definitely. All right. So we also have a release this month, which we should talk about, right? And well, looking back at the last two releases, we kind of had kind of huge releases. 2 releases back, we had the major drag and drop release with the new dashboarding and such, which was absolutely stunning. And then last release, we had the categorization and organization stuff, right? The labels, the categories that you could create, the labels, and automate the automations, categorize them, and then all devices, and like that was cool. And all the data tables, the new table structure and filtering, by the way, that was absolutely stunning there.
Filtering, yeah.
So those were 2 huge releases. This month is a smaller release, so I'm going to spoil that one up front because we've been busy with the state of the Open Home and the Open Home Foundation. We've been busy with a lot of stuff that are not directly related to shipping features in Home Assistant this month. Nevertheless, it's still an epic release. That joke it's pun intended. You will get it later. Anyways, but still, there's some good stuff in here, so we're going to talk about it. There's definitely nothing to be sad about. And Missy is here to talk a little bit about the community today, because Missy is on a mission to make our community better. So we should definitely highlight that too. Okay, let me grab the release notes then. Let's use that. Or do you want to just dive in, Bram? That is possible too, because I know. Do you have something like prepared or something you could share with
Let's
data
just
tables?
go by I can, but we can. What was the first thing in the release notes?
So the first thing in the release notes is actually that bit. If you want to join that or jump into that, do it.
Sure.
Small but mighty release, Gordon writes. That's true.
Yeah.
That's what I put on social, but now I'm really mad that I didn't say it was small but epic. I'm just really
I mean, everything what we do is epic at the end of the day. Some looks a bit more epic and others just on the second or third view.
I'm going to interrupt it and saying that the community does epic things, because this release is definitely carried by a large part of the community, so we'll definitely show that off. Yeah, it is like I think one of the best things about Home Assistant is that we make it together, like everybody does, and this release is a proof of that, I would say. Can I switch to your screen, Bram?
Yes, please.
Oh, here you go.
It's a data table.
Oh.
And it looks exactly the same as last release, so nothing changed.
Nice.
But things did change. Where shall I start? One thing we added is a few more group bys for entities, and the most noteworthy and useful, I think, is group by domain, which I think is pretty cool. So you get your entities grouped by the domain, so the type of entity it is, and light, a binary sensor, a button, calendar. That's pretty nice. We also created a filter for that. So if you only want to see your input selects and your input numbers and your input buttons, then you can filter on that.
Why do you have an input number, Frank, by the way? I'm just curious now.
I have no idea. But
input number, not Frank.
I don't know, but in development, I have to create a lot of those things, and I have to think of names, and probably was something to do with you at that time. I don't know.
Yeah. We're looking at your dev instance. That's clear. Okay.
You mainly use that for automation, right?
Sorry?
You mainly use that for automation to configure your automation on the fly from a dashboard.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. But as you might have noticed, something did change in the view now, because we have an arrow here now next to the group names. And if I click that arrow, my group collapses. So I can now collapse my groups, and so I can just quickly hide a piece of information to get a more clear view of what I want to look at.
This was one of the most requested things I've seen in the community after the previous release, that people wanted to be able to collapse these groups. So that's absolutely stunning. I like that a lot.
Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. And then I can also sort on all kind of things, of course, like area and other things. And if I did that, so I grouped by domain, I sorted by area, and I collapsed a few groups. Normally, if I would now go to my dashboard or somewhere else and
lost everything,
went back to my entities, I would have lost everything. It would no longer be grouped, no longer be sorted, and the collapsed groups would be expanded again. But it is not. It is safe now.
That's cool. So if you like quickly navigate away for something else and get back to this list, then it will be just in the state as you left it, right? And is that just for this entities one, or does it work for automations, or is that for any table?
Yeah, it is. I'm not going to say any table, but
almost all.
Yeah, at least in the config panel, it's all of them. And if it's not, then I missed one.
Then report, please. Bram will fix it.
Yeah.
So I believe the entity ID column feels a bit weird. I mean, probably we just can save some space if we don't show that up front.
You want to spoil some like upcoming features, Bram, now? Tell them with this?
No, I'm
no, that's fine. No, that's fine. Like, Bram,
what are you hinting at?
So one of the things that we're working on.
That one.
Yeah.
No, yeah. We are working on features like configuring which columns you want to show and ordering the columns, and there will be more features coming to the data tables. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Looking forward to those, honestly.
Is there a way to clear out filters, groups, sorting? Well, filters is very easy. You click on the filters and there's a button here to clear all the filters. Grouping is don't group. And sort by is clicking twice or once, depends on what sorting is currently active. And then it's no longer sorted, but it's not possible to do it all at once for all three.
Is it optional? Like, can you make it so that it does reset when you come back to this if you want it like that, if you don't want to keep it?
No, it's not optional. No, it will just stay at what you put the last time you used it. That's it for entities, right? Yeah, we did do a few changes to the status filters because they were pretty unclear what they did. So we hope it's a little bit more clear. I'm still not really happy with it, so it probably will get more work done. And we did the grouping. We used to have group by status, but that was weird because entity can have, like, status was a combination of multiple fields. So we split that out in availability, so you get the entities that are available and entities that are unavailable groups, and the same for visibility and if you have enabled your entities or not. That's it for entities, I think, but we did more. So if I go
tell me more.
to devices,
I feel like a Mike from Amazing Discoveries right now, right? The guy that stands next to that invention that is being sold on television, and
there's
Yeah.
more.
even recent. There's even
If
later
you
proof.
order
Wait,
now,
there's more. Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Tell me more.
If you order within the next 5 minutes,
Right.
We gotta
Or just 4 minutes.
make it interesting somehow, right? We don't have enough this release. We gotta make it exciting.
yeah.
Yeah, download one feature and get one for free. That's basically
Yeah.
what it is.
One feature that was also requested
So bad.
a lot is to easily assign devices or stuff to areas. So we have now multi-select. You can select multiple devices, and there's a move to area option here, and then all devices are moved to that area.
Mass assign an area. That's
Yeah.
absolutely helpful.
Yeah, so you can just quickly.
And labels.
Labels was there already, like last release, so that's not new.
Have you played with that already, Pascal?
No,
I don't think so. It doesn't sound like it.
Okay,
I
that's-
worked so hard on the foundation and to get
Yeah.
that all up and running. I mean, I up to date with Home Assistant, but I believe I wasn't able to play with it in the last 4 months. So I miss a lot of opportunities.
Yeah,
I can
time to
imagine.
catch up.
But then it's cool. I mean, next time I look into, I'm overblown with what all I can do.
With new stuff. Right. At the time, you wanted the label features really bad.
Yeah.
Like that is like you've been pushing for that a lot, and
I
now it's
wait-
there and you have no time. That's like just
Yeah,
aw.
it's really bad. But I love the feature.
That's
It's on top of my list to play with that. I have a lot of ideas, but yeah, that's mainly how it goes, right? We all have so many ideas and then just not the time for it.
Yep,
Definitely.
I know the feeling. Hi, Paulus.
Hey, Paulus. We're doing okay, mate. It's okay. Have fun there. I hope you have fun there. Definitely.
People noticed you were gone too, so don't worry, they miss you as well.
Yeah. But good to see you around. Hopefully click the right button. Yes, there we go.
And we did the same thing for automations, scenes, and scripts.
Mm.
So you
So
can
now
also
the
move
$1
those
million
to
question, because I feel it coming.
areas.
Can you do this with entities? I know the answer, but still I'm going to ask the question.
Yeah, because you know, no, you cannot.
And why is that, Bram?
That is because most entities, not all entities, but most entities are tied to a device. And we advise you to assign a device to an area and not the entity directly. So we could add this feature to do multi-select and move it to an area, but it would be really hard to not to see what entity belongs to a device and what entity doesn't belong to a device, and how to explain that to the user. And so we opted to not do it.
I'll be honest,
For
I don't
entities.
use the entities money not really anymore. I just go over devices. It's because then you see all the options which a device offer, all the functionality. Otherwise you have entities and then you have to get kind of the story together, how these entities are combined to whatever. So going over devices is just easier, better.
Yeah. And
if
entities
you,
inherit the area from the device as well. So
Yep.
it generally you don't really need to set the area on those. So that's why it's not there. But devices make a nice overview. I agree. If you click on a device and it opens the device page, you get all the information the device provides, right? Including all its entities and the different categories they're in. So that is generally way better.
yeah, I used that. I believe I just recategorized one entity or regroup it in a different area. That was from my EcoVid, the pool thermometer, which is not in the garden or a spot. It's in the pool spot. So I moved that
You
single
override just one, right?
out of it.
That's
I
good.
still am. I see I'm still in Hero, by the way.
Nice.
I did remove that other label.
Oh, right, that label. I remember, which was fun, by the way. I'm not going to share it on stream.
No, that's not.
Let's not. Sometimes we have
Let's
fun
not.
too. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. I think that's it for data tables. To be honest, I think we had all. We had
I think
collapsing,
that's it for data tables. Yeah.
collapsing, grouping by domain, filtering by domain, remembering the settings and ordering, and assigning areas. I think that's it.
Yeah, that might
Yeah.
be it. I think there are also some smaller tweaks here and there. I don't remember where, but oh yeah, here. Like we have no, I don't know. I don't
Good
remember.
story, Bram.
Yeah.
All right.
It just means
Yeah.
many changes, right? We just
These
cannot
are
remember.
already- There are always many changes. I'm always surprised when I write the release notes and go through everything that's changed, that things pop up and happen. Like even 2 hours before like releasing the live stream, Bram was like, "Oh, and this one was in 2." And I was like, "Are you kidding me? Like 2 hours before release, we notice now," which is cool, by the way, that it's in, and still cool that it's there. But there's so many changes that it's easy. It's hard to comprehend it all for all of us. Yeah. Let me then dive into the next feature we have.
Let's go to the release notes.
You want to go to the release notes?
Yeah. Let's see what beautiful story you made up.
Oh, God. Let me share my tab here. We can watch ourselves live.
Let's not.
Right? Inception. Okay. Never mind.
A lot of delay.
A lot of delay. Data tables. Well, we can verify indeed that it's all there. I made a nice animation here.
Cool.
I know not everybody likes the GIFs, but GIFs or GIFs. I'm not sure which side you're on.
Everything there, what you remember, it was new, right?
I guess so. The built-in filtering by domain and sorting by domain. Really cool, by the way. I think that's useful, especially on the entities. That's such a used list. Nice to filter it down. Oh, yes.
Boom.
This one is really cool.
Back to
So
health.
this is where the community delivers. And this is from Carwatts, who is generally responsible for a lot of quality of life improvements we see around, right? Carwatts has been around for a long time, and he keeps contributing, pardon the words, but shit like this, which is absolutely amazing. It's good shit. And I think I'm just going to show it. I think that's better. Let me find the screen real quick.
What, no speed improvements this month?
No, we did. Well, Draco did some stuff. We'll talk about that later. But it's not necessarily speed. There's speed improvement. There's always speed improvements. Of course, there is. No, there are some other good improvements that will eventually help with speed. And we'll get to that part. These are the nice data tables from Bram. Pretty cool. Let's create a new automation. Let's see what Tim or Carwatts came up with. And what he created is the ability to add an helper directly when you're creating your automation. So, for example, I'm creating this awesome automation. I got I don't know how many triggers and big if structures and all is happy and everything is good. And then I'm like, okay, but I want to have this timer to start. And I'm like, oh, I need another timer for this one. I don't have it. So what you have to do previously is then go back into like settings and helpers. And if you don't watch out, you will automation or open up a second tab maybe to create that helper. But now, boom, just create one here.
Boom.
Yes,
No.
exactly, James.
Yay!
Yeah,
We'll
that's
make it-
awesome.
I will make it a party popper timer for it specifically for this one because I think it's amazing. Restore. This is, by the way, if you've never seen this box, check it. It's helpful. If you restart Home Assistant, the timer will continue to run. Look at that. Got an awesome helper right here. An awesome automation.
Awesome.
This is just awesome.
Not
so I
epic?
created a helper. Not epic. No, this is just awesome. The epic part
Okay.
is still to come. No, but this is a helper. And if I would go into my helpers right now, I have this awesome helper right here.
And then you can build a nice dashboard out of it.
Yeah, we could.
Yeah, with input numbers or input selects or
Right. And
I
then
like
drag and drop with the new dashboard.
Oh,
Yeah.
I like that feature, by the way. I still haven't migrated my actual dashboard.
oh, you haven't.
Me too.
No, yeah. Well, I can throw up the similar excuses as Pascal. We've been so
Yeah.
busy. No, it is like I need to sit down for it. That's basically it. And do
Yeah,
it.
I mean, my dashboard looks really horrible. I shame me all time. I share my Home Assistant instance because it's just not nice. Yeah,
I
At
want to
least
say
you
at the
have
home
a
of the-
dashboard.
I
Yeah,
wanted to
I-
say at the home of the plumber, it always leaks, but I understood at Missy's home, everything leaks too. So that's
We don't talk about my kitchen right now.
we don't talk about my kitchen.
No.
Oh, that's awesome.
Brad will get his kitchen finished long before mine. So, like, I don't even know when the contractors will come to finish it.
Yeah.
Ugh. No leaks. No more leaks.
No leaks. No more leaks. Well,
Please
I will be
subscribe.
happy if I'm leak free as well. By the way, just talking
Or-
about leaks, I will be so happy if my roof stopped leaking.
All those leaks.
It's a theme, apparently. Damn it. All right. That's creating helpers directly via our automation editor. Thank you so much, Tim. I think this is a pretty awesome feature to add. Like, it's really quality of life improvements, which is, by the way, I feel like your signature at this point. So amazing.
Yeah.
Thanks. Let's see.
You made a video even for that.
Yeah, I made a video. Cool, huh?
Wow.
Yeah, that's new. I normally don't do that.
Mm.
I was like, okay.
can you use that also for blueprints? So if you use a blueprint, you can create helper out for blueprint.
Yeah, it's the
That's
same
cool.
selectors that are used, so that could be possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could directly create like that helper from the blueprint indeed. If the blueprint has an action or an entity, you could select with the target selector. It will offer that. Should be possible. Yes, if the right limit is on it, I would say.
And the next step is then to create blueprints with input helpers. That would be great.
Maybe.
It,
Maybe.
it was on the road.
Namespaced, yeah, right. Namespaced input helper, or yeah, automation helper.
Yeah, that was one of the ideas we had on a long roadmap, I believe, once when we talked and introduced blueprints. I'm
It
not
was
sure
on the
where it is
original
right now.
roadmap. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
not
remember
sure
as
where it is
we,
now.
I remember as we launched the blueprints, and Bram, you had this IKEA a remote
Yep.
things. Yeah, you just use it and create a blueprint for that one. That was
Yeah,
awesome.
that was a state of the open home, like.
Oh, no, it was the
time ago,
conference.
right? It was
The conference.
Yeah.
Ah, that was the conference.
And it was all live, so it
Live
was really
demo.
a long
Yeah.
live demo. Yeah,
And it worked even. Like,
it
whoa.
even worked. Yeah,
That was the time where we were still scary for doing live demos.
Uh,
We were scared of live demos at the time still a bit.
I would still be scared.
I mean, we just make it easier if it doesn't work, right?
That's true. That's definitely true. All right, next on the list, we have a new feature for the tile card, which is the lock feature. I think I can just show this one as well.
I have it.
have it?
You can build it.
Oh, you have it.
Yeah,
Okay, you have it
right
already.
here.
Yeah, that's
Right here.
even easier. There it is.
There it is. So there are two features added. One is just to open and close the lock, which is awesome. It's the same as the more info, of course. And if your door supports it, unlatching, opening, the how did we describe it last time? Frank, help me out.
What unlatching and opening is, if your lock supports like making it able to either pop open the door, like pop it out of the lock, or like the buzzers you sometimes hear, so you can push in and open the door.
Push.
So it's either one of those.
Yeah, we have that open door feature now too, which has the same protection as in the more info. If you click it once, it will ask you, do you really want to open your door?
You sure?
And then if you click it again, it will open.
It would
So
be nice.
You can't accidentally click it and your door will be opened. But you really have to click it twice.
I would like if you can add this protection to switches, so you can say this switch is protected, because yeah, you cannot make the mistake and just turn off the aquarium bump or whatever just because you press the button in the wrong moment.
Yeah, like a confirmation ability would be nice. Mark is responding. Thank you for mentioning it. Well, Mark, thank you for contributing it, because he's the one that actually created this feature for the locks. So thank you so much, mate.
Yeah, cool feature. And is this next on the list?
You could like continue if you want to. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
There's another one here, and this is Car Watch again, I guess.
Yeah,
together with Paul.
Yeah. So nothing new here. This is all existing features for tile card, for the climate and for security. What is new that you could already say what modes you want. Oh, I'm clicking in the wrong place. You could already customize the modes and say you don't want to show cool and fan only, but only auto, heat, dry, and off. So you would only have 4 buttons. But now you can also customize the order they are in. So I can say, hey, dry is more important than heat, and I want off at the start and auto at the back. And then my buttons will be ordered as I want them.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And the same can be done for security and for all the others, basically. So, yeah, I can change the order and it will change here too. Pretty cool.
Very nice indeed.
Yeah.
So
this one too.
I think this is the most yeah, exactly. I think this is the most helpful things that have presets, right? Like I could, for example, like the HVAC modes you showed, I can understand. But when you have presets and your, I don't know, thermostat has like 10 presets, I can definitely imagine that you might have 1 or 2 favorites you want to show on your dashboard. So that is useful.
Yeah.
I would make a joke, but it's a bit a heavy joke. So it's really a mainstream feature, right? It's that was people looking for.
Yeah.
It is definitely. And if this is basically also showing like the position or the place we're in right now, right? We're working on details like this, and that people work on details like this is just absolutely amazing, because it is a little detail in the end.
Right.
It's
I
not
mean,
like
yeah.
we're introducing a big new card or something.
or
but
new
still.
functionality, but like you can still do the same things, it's just ordered
Right.
differently.
It
Yeah.
allows everyone to modify how it want that it look like, right? In an easy way. You do not have to be a developer or hack around with whatever. You just can drag and drop, and it works.
Yep.
Yep.
100% sure.
Make it
Awesome.
so
Thank you so
people like
much.
me can do it.
Sorry, Missy?
Make it so people like me can do it, because that's what it's really for, is for people like me.
I don't fully agree with that. Like, sure, it's nice that you can now better understand it or use it. I think new users, that's good too. But as a long-term user as myself, for example, I'm still happy with stuff like this, that I can just click and change it and be done. Like, no searching how to do it or work around things like that. It's just nice to click and change stuff to my liking. In the end, like, being able to fiddle around and spend a lot of effort in changing something is also like less time spent on actually automating my home or actually making a pretty dashboard, right? In the end, you will be busier with figuring out instead of making it happen. So I'm
Reading documentation and going through everything.
There are so many nice custom cards and custom modification that it really looks nice, but in the end, I don't have the time to play with that or figure it out how it works. But things like that is just enough also for me to just having the feeling it's my own setup, right?
Yep.
And I just can do it in a couple of seconds.
Yeah, that just helps. Agree. All right, so for the next feature I have on the list, I'm going to share my screen, because this is also I'm going back to Carwatts again. He has been on at this release, and I'm going to share my beautiful test and tinkering setup that is just a mess from, I don't know how big this.
Oh,
mess is,
you
but it's
also
big.
need to fill your blinker fluid.
I also need to.
Last time, you really need to get on that blinker fluid.
Yeah. In
I
case you're
bet too.
wondering why the hell is this showing, in our development setup, we use like a developer integration, which spawns all kinds of weird things to test and play with. The blinker fluid repair is one of them, and just like helps us during development, basically. It would be, it's even worse. This is not my development system. It's my production system with development tools enabled. So this mess is absolutely real at this point. I should never have done that, but it's broken. I'm in the process of migrating to a different system. All right. What has been added this release has to do with dashboards, and not any dashboard. It's about our beloved energy dashboard. You can see I'm migrating over. Some devices are already disconnected from this instance, but I can still show what this is about. So the energy dashboard has an option or an ability to add individual devices to it. You can find them here. Look, these are the individual devices I'm power monitoring and are showing, or sorry, energy monitoring. It's energy dashboard. Let's not mix them up. And they show up on the energy dashboard with this beautiful long names I have here for my entities, which is absolutely horrible to show on the energy dashboard. I can quickly go there and show you what it looks like. They show up right here. Look at that. This is
that's clear. That's good.
Right.
No issue.
They're
there.
so long and they're so like, okay, so this is not real. So what Carwatts did this release, he added this little icon here. You can already guess it, I guess. And you can change to just boiler, right?
Boom.
And just server.
That's
or
just
home
on
app.
that dashboard.
And this is just for the energy dashboard. Exactly. So if I now go back to the energy dashboard, there's now server here and boiler here. And if I would rename everything, it would be nice and tidy.
Yeah. And if you click the bar, it will still show the normal entity name. So it's only in the energy dashboard.
There's a, by the way, in case you're looking and didn't know, if you have the entity dialog open and you click this one, the header, it will.
Oh,
If you have a
you're
graph.
gonna spoil all the secrets.
That's a little hidden pro tip there. Anyways, yeah. So you can just change the name now. That easy.
Pretty cool. Another quality of life improvement.
Yeah. Cards is just doing that over and over again. So that's a good
He did
one.
another one that I'm really happy with that didn't make the release notes, by the way.
He did another one that's in the release but didn't make the release notes. Okay.
Yeah. I
Spoil
thought
it.
about that. Okay,
No.
share my screen. It's one that was on my wish list for a long, or my to-do list actually for a long time, but he did it already. Like an annoyance with the setting of your home zone.
Annoyance with setting zone. Okay.
Yeah, the location of your home.
Yeah.
It used to be very. I'm not even sure how it was before, but it was like really inconsistent and weird how you would edit your home. There used to be a different icon here.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
it didn't have a dialogue, so you could only change the location on the map.
True.
And if you click that button, it would go to the general settings. So he
Right.
added a dialogue for the home zone 2 now, so it is consistent with the normal zones. And we also on mobile it did something else again, and we also aligned that, so now it's all just aligned.
Didn't the mobile show a map on the settings dialog of
Yeah,
the general configuration?
Yeah, the mobile version
Like
used to
here.
show a map here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Like-
because on mobile we don't have the big map, so you could not change the location on the big map because there was no big map. But now that we have a dialogue, we can just use that instead. So
You know, the
It
one
can-
thing that reminds me now you opened this screen that we should fix. If you
labels.
click no,
The radius.
I would love to. No, a radius, exactly. If you
Yeah,
click on
yeah.
the edit icon of the home zone, you cannot change the radius.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
It's kinda
something we
YAML
need to
feature.
fix in core. I don't know why it is like it is, but
I
As I
don't know
move-
either.
we
I found
cannot
it-
change the radius.
Yeah, I don't know why. I run into the same issue as I moved my home.
But we should fix it. Yeah, definitely. That
That's
will
just
be in the next release.
moment. But
Yeah,
yeah, it
that's
was
a what the heck moment.
hack month. So
Yeah,
it just had the what the heck moment and noted it for the what the heck month to post it then.
I
I'm
would,
gonna write
I
it
would,
down.
I would,
Home
I would be
zone
dying for.
radius.
You don't have to write it down. I already made a task for it. That was quick, huh? No, I noticed this one while I was doing something else. So I made a task earlier this week. Anyways, the thing that I would personally love to see, by the way, and you know it's being able to categorize my zones, just like we do automations. I would definitely like to categorize my like shopping places and workplaces, friends and family. That would be my personal favorite that I would.
Yeah. Zones, areas, and integrations are on my list, but they're not using data tables, so they need a
Right.
kind of different approach. But they are on my
need
list.
to show the map as well, right? So that's kind of hard. I
Yeah,
can imagine.
and areas we still have to figure out. Like there's a design for it too, and integrations need something too, because filtering there is not using the new styling and stuff.
Yeah, we should fix that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, good busy, Carlos, by the way. Thank you so much. It's just overwhelming. It's absolutely lovely what he does. Then up in the release, we have something with ESPHome and Assist. And I didn't notice it myself yet, but apparently it's a thing. which happens that audio could be choppy. I'm not sure.
I think the first part could miss, right?
Apparently the last
I don't
part
use
too.
it enough for this yet.
Yeah, I believe the problem was also already with text to speak to text. No, text to speak before.
Mhm.
There was one speaker which had the issue. But I mean, this is also great because you don't have to open ports anymore. It just works.
I got a little video that shows it. I'm going to try to see if I can play it. I think I can play a video directly here. That demonstrates what changed. Let me show you. Let me see how this works. Add to stage. Does that work?
How many lights are on?
Oh, that's not
Okay,
good.
Nabu. How many lights are on?
7.
That's a big difference, right?
How many lights are on? Okay, Nabu. How many lights are on?
7.
Yeah.
That is a big change. A really helpful one, I would say. So if you upgrade to this release of Home Assistant and use one of the assist features on an ESPHome device, because that's where this happens, you have to update your ESPHome devices to the latest version, which has been released 2 weeks ago, week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. Like we're 2 weeks off sync with the ESPHome. So that would be 2 weeks ago. Update to that one, which would be 2024.4 for ESPHome and 24.5 for Home Assistant then. And then it should be solved if you experience this issue. And what happens is that we now communicate no longer over a separate UDP connection, but the audio goes over the existing connection ESPHome already has in its API, which is a TCP connection, as they call it, more technical, but you don't lose packets along the way in between, basically. I hope I described it correctly. I think I did.
Yeah, it's correct.
So, yeah, that's absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
And that is already it. We have
No.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. That's good, right? Still, we have some other noteworthy, but still, I think for the major features, I think it's still a pretty good collection and quality of life improvements. So I'm not unhappy.
Can we go to the epic part now?
Yeah.
I mean, there are a lot of change in behind the scenes and optimization and updates, and a lot of people are working on going on the libraries, and that's
966 changes in the core
Right.
only this release. Like it's still a lot, right? Not just because they're not like this big to mention, they're still there. Still a lot of people working on stuff. That's absolutely.
Should we also mention the feature that didn't make it? Because there were YouTube videos created for it, and probably
Also, someone asked if we could talk about what the issues were, why we pulled it back.
Good. So to recap and start off with what we're talking about now, we originally had planned a different major feature for this release. Our killer feature or our publishing feature for this release would have been a feature that is called strict connections. This has been in beta, but we pulled it during beta. So if you see YouTube videos around from our creator network, those creators, our creators have seen this feature and we've presented them this feature. So they have started created videos and released videos on YouTube even about this release, including that feature, because we presented it to them and we've also had it in beta. So this feature has been removed. Let's first talk about what it is. Does any of you want to take it away, or I can do
sure.
it?
I can tell.
But I'm really sad that it got
It is.
moved because it was in the last minute
Yeah.
removed.
Well, yes, Monday. Yeah.
Right.
On Monday, we decided to remove the feature. It's not a fun decision to make, by the way, because this is the kind of stuff we generally don't want to do. Like you ship a feature and put it in beta because you're happy with a place where you think it's happy, but we do run beta tests to figure out if everything is working as expected. And in this case, it was not. And we had to make this tough call, basically.
Yeah, and normally we fix stuff, but yeah, in this case, we could not do it in time. So
Yep.
we had to make the decision to pull it and postpone it. So what it is,
Yes.
it is a security feature. Basically, if you share the URL of your Home Assistant now to someone, he can reach your Home Assistant instance and he will get your login page. And hopefully you have a strong password and two-factor authentication set up, and you have a ban policy. So if someone enters your password 5 times wrong, he will get banned. Stuff like that. But still, there is some risk that
I could try a password a couple of times, right? Maybe I guess it right.
Yeah. So you could do social engineering or whatever if you know someone, or if there's a data leak that leaked passwords, or like there's still a possibility for someone to get into your system if you give them a login page. So what Strict Connection did was remove that login page. If you were not logged in to Home Assistant, you would not get the login page. So there would be no way to log into Home Assistant. And the only way to get into Home Assistant then is to get a special URL that the administrator of Home Assistant can create, would share with you, and then you would get access to the login page and you can log in.
Yeah, it was a single time use temporary login URL that was valid for an hour that gave you permission to log in. Basically.
It was just the login page, right? You got in no case access to any parts of the URL and
just the login at that point. Yep.
Yeah. And there were 2 modes. One that would show you a message, hey, you are not allowed in. And one that would give you an error like Home Assistant would not even be there, that it's not working. So that would be the most secure version. So no one would even know Home Assistant is running at that URL.
Yeah, it's absolutely a helpful feature, and it would definitely help with the security. That said, we did 2 security audits, right? We had a security audit from GitHub, and we had one from, I forgot the name, so bad, Kira 53.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we definitely spend time on the security side of things, and we're not worried. We just want to add another security feature and another layer to it that can help you to prevent even people from logging in, like not even try. Take away the possibility for accessing anything at all. That was the goal of this feature. Unfortunately, during the beta test, we learned that we had an oversight and a mistake, especially regarding our apps that wouldn't switch correctly when you went from your home to the outside world. So let's say I was home, I was logged in, everything worked, I had the security feature enabled, it functioned. Then I would go out, and it turns out if you leave your home and maybe change your URL to your external URL at that point, it would block you and lock you out. That is not something that is really convenient, and not something that we want to people to experience. If you would run into that issue, you would definitely have a bad experience with that new feature. We need to fix that. But since it was already last Monday, fixing a security feature just in 2 days before beta, that's rushing. That's not good. So
yeah, and it would need changes in the app, so it would need to go to the approval of Google and Apple, and we would not make that in time.
Exactly.
So we have enough time to fix it.
We have no rush, right? If we look at Home Assistant and what we are, and how we work as a foundation, as an open source project, we don't have the pressure to deliver in that case, besides like for a community, but not because of investors or whatever else, we can deliver something good. And this is one of the cases where we just want to deliver something good and not something that doesn't work. So removed. If you see this, strict connections, it's the title of the feature. It is in some of the videos that are online right now. Yeah, definitely check it out and see what you think. Then you know what's coming. It's see it as nice spoiler videos for an upcoming feature, I would say.
Yeah,
It's a great
Right.
feature.
It is. It's absolutely
is.
a good feature.
Yeah.
Since we're already a little bit talking about a community, actually, right now, like the creator network and whatnot, and people that watch those videos, Missy is, I keep responding and repeating this because I like the term so much. I need to explain this actually, maybe, because Missy is on a mission. If you say Missy in Dutch, Missy is this Dutch version of mission. That's the joke behind it. It's a word joke that only Dutch people will get, I guess. Anyways, hi Missy. You want to tell a little bit about what's coming, because there are some changes coming to the community, right?
Yeah, and every time I briefly talk about it, people go Chicken Little and think the sky's falling on them, and I promise it's not. So a lot of people want to know legitimately how, like, if we can get things more organized. Most of the time it's coming up on the forums right now, right?
Mhm.
People are like, we need this improvement. What if we have a cookbook section for our blueprints and stuff like that? So I have a few conversations back and forth about it. So I want to at least make it clear right now I'm focusing on Discord. Our Discord server is very active, has a lot of members. But it is-
125,000. I can remember the numbers because I told them during the State of the Open. 125,000 people chatting there. That's
Yeah, it's
staggering.
actually like massive. It's there. There's not a lot of other servers that are that size, so it's a really big server, and it is thrown together as good as the Home Assistant website. So we've got it where it's just things are added on and it's been left that way, and that's about it. So what I'm working on are improvements to the roles, improvements to the layout for the categories. I hope to implement something called office hours, where we can actually get people into voice chat and video chat and talking live about issues that you might be having, or if you want to talk to us about beta release or something like that. We want to see if we can get that going. There's a lot more love that's going to come to the bot, so that's something that we're going to see. And then there's going to be a few changes with community guidelines, but not major. We're just going to make them look more polite, friendly, let's say that.
I like frankly.
Yeah.
Frankly, yeah.
Once I get that done, I actually get to focus on the forums. So the forums are going to be a project for me because I have to learn discourse. I have to learn the back end. So that's going to be a little bit of a process for me. Yesterday I posted on there, not everybody is going to see it because I'm sure you're all reading every post on our forums right now. I basically said that once I am ready to get feedback on the changes I think I will be doing for the forums, I'm going to post a forums thread. I'm going to ask for feedback. I'm going to ask for your input. I'm not going to make these changes without talking to you guys first. So a lot of the changes I'm working on for Discord, I'm going to be working closely with the moderators for. And then everything that comes for the forums will be worked with the active community there. So once we get there, I have more plans, but for now we get those two spaces organized. I think we'll be in a really good spot. So that's where I am right now. Anyone can ask me questions. Like, I'm happy to answer.
So I saw a comment here, which I find kind of, I don't know, I'm going to highlight it because it's not the most positive one, but I do think there's something positive in there. Jaap is saying the Home Assistant Discord is so big that I'm afraid to ask questions. I prefer the smaller Discord of the YouTubers.
Yeah, you're not alone. There's actually quite a lot of people who say that, and having a server over 120,000 people, you're going to run into that. I'm going to create a better landing section, especially for newcomers, not only to Home Assistant, but to Discord, because it's overwhelming. You get in, you have no idea where to go. I have seen brand new people come in and jump into the developer section and start asking questions, which is asking for support. So it's not really easy to find where you need to get your help. And then you have multiple people who will try to answer you, or no one answers you, and then more questions come through chat and your stuff's gone. So I'm hoping to have a landing section for those types of people to actually get easier help. I want to implement the forums channels for that so that you can not only everybody can see what's being talked about, but you kind of get more of that one-on-one conversation, and your question doesn't get lost or anything like that. So, our Discord server is not in the best of conditions, and that's why it is getting the most love.
Yeah, I agree. There's so many channels as well. It's so
many channels, and
so many channels.
They're duplicated. We've got archive channels that you guys can't see. That's just sitting down there and makes it messier for people like Frank and I. So it's not fun. I'm looking forward to the role improvements because role icons are coming, and role icons are going to be really fun, I think, for everybody. Help identify who is a contributor, who works at Nabu Casa, stuff like that.
Yep. Yeah, we also have a bunch of channels we're looking at extra, I guess, indeed.
Yeah.
Never realized that. The mess for me is bigger, I guess. Anyways, I cannot imagine how it is, like for a new user to come in, see that enormous wall of channels, and not certainly where to go, see development channels. And those are important for us too, right? We have a very active development community. So being able to segment those and helping people to get to the right places is definitely welcome. So looking forward to...
Did I tell you that my husband's first experience, he actually hadn't joined the server until a couple weeks ago? Did I tell you this? Okay,
No.
So my husband joined the server, and he's not a Discord newbie. He absolutely knows how to use it. And I just sit there and I'm waiting for his answer. I'm not giving him any advice on where to start. I told him, tell me where you're going to start first. And he scrolls down and he starts looking through the list and he goes, seems like Node Red is the place to go and start first. And I was like, no, they all are.
No, you're back.
Yeah, it's like, no, they all are. It's all, they're all help channels. Like, Node Red is not for you as a new user should jump into. So yeah, no, my husband who, I would have expected him to figure it out himself, and no, he's like, Node Red, let's go post in Node Red.
Yeah, I can imagine that people drop in those channels. Definitely.
Absolutely.
I find it anyway really hard. I mean, it comes from ARC times, right?
Oh, right.
But it's still a conversation, right? If you have a question, then you usually use the mailing lists because then you have threads and it's easier to follow multiple questions.
Mailing lists.
Mailing list and IRC and like 2 sentences together. That is.
And news groups, and the next one, right? And it's really hard if multiple people start asking some things, then it's really fast mess and you lost who is answer to which question and
It also depends a bit, right? You have sync and async communication. Some prefer one over the other. I personally am more a sync communicator. I like the instant chat, actually. And I also like to, chat about other things, right? I like the fact that we have an off-topic channel at times just because I want to have just like a conversation, just like... Don't forget we're home workers, so some kind of like replacement for the coffee machine at work would be nice at times. But at the same time, if you have a question, it's kind of nice if it's answered directly and not when you're trying to create an automation and drop it in the form to come back a day later to see if somebody answered. I'm more of the instant communication kind of guy, but some people prefer the more async one, right? Then again, if you don't get answered and the message just scrolls by, even in sync, that is just also not what you expected to happen. So where the balance is, that's going to be an interesting one, and I'm looking forward to how you're going to solve that all, Missy. Nevertheless, like whatever you do, I'm pretty sure it's an improvement.
Well, we'll see, because there's going to be a lot of confusion at first. One of the things that has to happen is we'll have to shut the server down when the changes are implemented for a whole day, because I got to change people's roles and I got to add new channels, and we got to make sure that things aren't hopefully going to get historically lost, because I might have to archive some things. So it's going to be a big process, and there's going to be a lot of good changes. But no, I think the forums channel in Discord really kind of gives a good balance of the async and sync conversations, because who remembers ICQ?
Yeah, I don't. That sound is burnt into my head.
Yeah.
The decentral version, XMP, whatever it was called.
Oh yeah, XMP. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Changes, I think they'll be welcomed. I think there'll be a lot of things that people will really like. I will implement more off-topic channels too, so we don't just have the one. We can talk about things like our specialties that we actually like talking about, or like food. Like, we can just share more of our lives.
Yep.
Trillion. Oh no, I don't.
No. 8482772. 84. Oh, I know I'm struggling. Anyways, yeah, those were the days. I'm looking forward to communication changes there, Missy. So that's definitely good. Yeah, we have some little things left for the release, by the way. Shall we go back into like the parts that we have left for the release here?
Yes. Do it.
Yep. I'm not sure which the video and which to share. Oh, this is the share one. We have still the other noteworthy changes left. And the above one, part. And the epic part. The epic part is in here too. So to go into this little thing here, well, little thing, it's a big thing actually. Piedraco has not been working much on speed this release cycle, but he's working on stability, which improves speed in the long term, I would say. And what he did, there's a new detection system built-in Home Assistant, which is activated mostly for custom integrations by default, but you can enable it for all of the Home Assistant system using a configuration option, which is linked here if you want to have more information. But if you enable this option, and for custom integration is enabled, it will find potential issues that we know that cause instability issues with Home Assistant. This is very technical to explain, but basically, let's say something is sync in Home Assistant, or something is async and async calls are made. This is the really technical term what's happening here.
Yeah,
that's not good. And for our core integrations, we have a review process and test, and we'll look at things like this and ensure that everything that ships with Home Assistant is as good quality as possible is. But for custom integrations, we don't have this level of reviews. There's no review at all. You install something third party, and it could cause stability issues. So now, if Home Assistant detects some of these cases, or detects one of the cases that we now have built in, it will spit out a huge log. And we have noticed during beta, there are quite a few custom integrations that are causing stability issues. And now spit out logs and with warnings and things like that, and where to report this issue, because that's important. You need to report these issues to the custom integration auditors so they can fix this. And many of them have been fixed during beta. But I definitely expect many of you to run into, if you run custom integrations, you might as well run into one of these too. So after upgrade, check your logs, see if something is in there. If you see big warnings and lots of technical gibberish, copy and paste that section. There's a URL where you can report it with the right custom integration. Click to it, paste all that gibberish, and ask them nicely. That's important to fix it. And then hopefully they will update the custom integration and Home Assistant will become more stable and faster. So no necessarily something faster from Piedraco this time, but still a freaking awesome addition.
I think this is even more important, right? To have a stable Home Assistant. I'd rather have a stable Home Assistant than a faster one.
Yep. Yeah, what else is in here? That's cool. I think most of it is cool, by the way. ESPHome has daytime and daytime entities now, and for the next release of ESPHome, Valve and event entities will be added too. So that's cool. So you can create your own event entities and whatnot. Maybe settings even, I guess, from ESPHome, like a sprinkler. If you create your own sprinkler, maybe date and daytime could be helpful. And create like a little schedule or something.
Yeah.
Like a setting for it. Well, still a little cool addition here. MQTT is now platinum scale. There's a lot of work being done by Jan on this for years. And Eric did a lot of work for it too. And well, Draco made the last push to make the last bits async. But it's now platinum integration, which is the highest level quality and integration can reach in Home Assistant. So that's really cool. ZHA changed the way its graph is shown. Is any of you running ZHA being able to share on this version?
Nope.
No?
Sorry.
Okay. No, me neither. So
I thought
don't
about
have
it before the stream, but no, I had no time to set it up.
Me neither. Well, you can look at that like huge map with all the nodes, and those nodes will now have more clear colors, and the lines will be better colored and more thicker, so they're better visible. And I believe you can now turn on a mode where the distance of how the nodes are displayed on the map, like if the signal becomes worse, then the distance will be bigger on the map. And if the signal is good, they will become closer. So basically the network, you will see the spider visualization graph you see will then represent the actual signal strength, which I thought was a really pretty neat idea.
Yeah, one part of it is rolled back, but I'm not sure which part actually. Because
Probably
there
the
was
part
an
that I
issue
just
with-
explained.
It could be. Could be. I don't know.
I mean, update, maybe I can make it in time.
Let's see. Jaap is saying something here. I only noticed the green and red nodes. So the green and red nodes, like previously they were only gray ones or bluish ones. They are now green and red, which means if the device is there, actually on the network, does it see it?
Yeah. If they're
If it's red,
online
the
or offline.
device is offline. Yes, exactly. So that helps. Awesome addition there. Which one did I like more too? That was the Roborock, because I think Roborocks keep being very popular and interesting in the community. There's now a service to get information about a map, and it is not like give me a map or something, but it is technical information about the map, like the different areas that are on the map and the coordinates of it and things like that, which you can use in service calls. So you could like automate to send out your vacuum cleaners to specific little zones in your home, which is absolutely helpful because previously you had to have some kind of special app from the App Store, or extract a database, or I'm not sure what it was. There was quite a few things involved in sending custom commands over to get that information, and there's now a simple service call you can do from the DevTools to get that information. So I'm pretty sure there's some people that will be happy with this. In general, I like the Roborock integration, personally, at least.
I have to install it.
I still have them on the Xiaomi integration, but that doesn't have this, right? I need to change the Roborock one. Yeah,
it's not easy to change. So I'm in my old home. I used also the what was Xiaomi one, and now I have a new one. So I set it up that one with the Roborock app, but I have to install or integrate it to the Home Assistant. That's on my list as well.
New dashboards, new automations, new integrations. Pascal, you're busy labeling everything. Oh.
I need to do more.
You need to do more, yeah.
I should do. I should probably go into vacation and just make a week vacation, set up Home Assistant.
That's not a bad idea, actually. Problem with open source is it will just continue. Right? 24 hours a day.
The problem is you are working on your Home Assistant and you think, this doesn't make sense. I need to change this. And then you do another PR, and then you keep working on Home Assistant, and you never end up creating your own home.
Yep, exactly. Not even fixing my own home. It still leaks. Anyways, circling back to the beginning. New integrations. We have Ambient Weather Network, which is the cloud version of something we already had.
Cool.
Which is cool. So you can use the cloud to retrieve your local weather information. Then we have ARF, air quality sensor, pretty cool. And then the weirdest one, I think, is the Energy.
Energy.
There's an extra thing in there. Energy power sockets. And this is like a power strip that then you connect over USB to your Home Assistant instance, so you can like turn things on and off on a power strip. It's really, I'm not sure. It's really exotic. I'm pretty sure somebody has a use case for it, or somebody has. If you have one of these, it's now supported. But otherwise, I'm not. Yeah, you probably need a long USB cable or something.
Is it Energini or Energy? Because the second line has a different name.
Right.
Didn't even catch that.
It's Dutch,
Nobody
so
catches
probably like
Yeah, it's Dutch. Energy is Dutch. Energy. That's what is the Dutch word for energy. Okay, I need to fix that. That's a typo. But yeah, the only use case I could think of, by the way, for this one is I have my Home Assistant stuff in the utility closet. And I could imagine a power bar there that is connected directly on a USB, because my Home Assistant instance is there too. Or maybe a server rack or something where it's just hardwired, and maybe wireless signals are not coming through really well in a server powered rack. Maybe that is something. So that might be a use case then, I guess.
yeah.
Then we have the Epic one. There it is. Still an Epic release because we have the Epic Game Store. Yeah, so bad. Sorry, Bram. I know. You know what's even worse? Worse. I don't think it's worse. I think it's cool, but in a way, at first I thought this integration, it's useless. That was my initial impression. Why would you add a calendar for the Epic Game Store to see and monitor discounts and free games? But I guess I talked to some people, and some people want to have that one game they had in mind, but not pay the full price. So they could probably make like an automation that notifies them like, hey, Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 is now on sale, or something. And I guess that works. So that might be a good use case. Or maybe you collect all the free games. Do you want to be notified when a new one is out?
Can you automate it to download that game?
Or they should tell Epic Games they should look to Xbox how they do it, and they do it really well. They just send an email if a game in your list is on discount.
Oh, that would be a good option too.
But yeah, now you have a calendar, I can make an automation.
Yeah, pretty cool. EQ3 Bluetooth thermostats, smart thermostats. Oh God, I'm on the end of my my speech terms. Anyways, that thing is back. It was removed like a year or two ago or something. When did we get the new Bluetooth integration? That's quite a while ago. At that point, we didn't support all the old stuff. Basically, the old style Bluetooth integrations we had to remove. There was no way to support it anymore. And EQ3 was one of them. And now it's back. It's fully rewritten. So if you have one of these thermostats, it now functions on our brand new, well, it's not brand new anymore, but our awesome Bluetooth stack. Yeah, it's back. It's there.
Cool. More stable than ever.
Yeah, the Bluetooth stack is pretty stable nowadays, right? Especially with Bluetooth proxies and such. It's absolutely stunning. Yep.
But yeah, the question if it works over the Bluetooth proxies properly.
That's a good question. I don't know for sure.
No one knows. Maybe.
Could be. Last, Tanix, which you can like monitor your water and sewage level.
Cool.
I think before, I'm going to make this joke, but it's before shit hits the fan, I guess. I don't know. I really don't know what it does, but still cool. See. That's for new integrations. We have a few new integrations or few integrations that move to the UI. Enigma 2, in case you're like, what is that? Well, maybe you have remember one of those satellite receivers, the Dream boxes. That's basically running the Enigma 2 software, so you can integrate them via the UI. I had those back in the days. Were amazing, those things. They're absolutely lovely. I don't have satellite for a long time now, but yeah.
I used
LG
a clone. OpenVC. Yeah, there was a clone. OpenVC, something like that. Which was a bit cheaper than the Enigma box, but had a bit more power on it. But it's so many years ago.
Yep. I love the code on those things, by the way, back in the day. It was pretty fun. To write programs for your own TV was kind of nice. I guess nowadays you can do too. We can just install apps, right? But yeah. LG Netcast, to go back into TVs more, also to the UI. And I like the middle one. It's Folder Watcher. I think it's one of the more useful integrations that was hidden a bit. So it's nice to see in the UI now. You can point it to a folder and get notified if something changed. For example, a camera that writes an image because it saw something and then trigger something on it. Or maybe automate like I don't know, you drop a text document or a photo in a certain place and then process it or move it to somewhere or mail it out or whatever you like.
You could even reload your config if your config changes.
Yes, I would not recommend, because like if you save halfway because you're like, I'm making a quick save and the thing reloads like well, you could do it with a config check in between maybe, but yeah, you could do something like that too. So that's from the integration from the UI. What else? Some backwards incompatible changes. Big ass fences here. I love that name. Amazing. There are some little changes in a preset mode that has different capitalization now. Yeah, it's not that big. I want to highlight the biggest one here because it has some history. So we had a service call called recorder.purge entities. And if you called that without specifying what it would purge, it would purge all the entity history, basically from the short-term statistic, not the long-term, from the state history. Do you remember, Bram? No? Doesn't ring a bell? Pascal?
No.
Also not? So
yeah, before the long...
Yeah, go.
Yeah, I mean, I remember, back in the days, before we had the long-term statistics, I mean, most of people just use the MSQL database or external database just to store most as possible state change to have the history, which is nowadays not even needed. And I feel also to change the purge settings is also not needed because the long-term statistics are such amazing and save so many space. And also the SQLite database works today so fast. It just worse to offload the database or even try to store all the state change because it's not needed.
Yeah,
but
that's one. Indeed, you should not change that anymore nowadays. Like, just let a default setting be, and you will have like a small database, and it's fine. So in general, you should not need this. But there's a bigger one in here hidden, and I'm going, like, somebody brought it up in chat, so I'm going to just share it. No bell still?
No.
Darn,
No,
I'm going to try to explain because Thick is on the spot. Years ago, when you called Home Assistant.turn off and forgot to specify
I know that.
the entity and the call, it would turn a call and do everything. The exact same thing as with the recorder. This was the default for every single service call we had. Which means that if you called back in the day Home Assistant.turn off without like specifying the entity and accidentally hit send or forgot to add it to your automation, it would turn off everything. Every single switch, every single line, every single automation, every single input boolean, everything would be turned off. This behavior that is fixed on recorder used to be the default behavior of every single service call we have, which is, thinking about that back, that was just nuts.
But that was replaced with a magic keyword, the all, Like
Yes.
this one doesn't do that. It will, or does it support that magic keyword?
Shay has probably a lot of neighbors with Bluetooth, unprotected Bluetooth devices. Maybe. Lol, Shay. So yeah, but this is just a bunch of history lesson. I think it's still cool thinking about that back, how that would work is just crazy. And the fact that this one still existed is then a little bit odd.
Definitely.
Right. Some developer blogs are, if you are a custom integration developer, check them out. There are some changes. I personally really like the store runtime data in the config entry change. Personally, I think that's a really good one. So if you write custom integrations, check it out. And we've removed one integration. Apps and workforce has been removed. The package, the library Home Assistant uses to communicate with it, has been removed from GitHub. There's not much we can do. It simply, if it used to exist, it has had no use. Like nobody used it. Like our public analytics said 0. So I guess the impact is basically none. But yeah, there's not much.
If you did use it, then you should sign up for analytics.
Yes, please do. Yeah, that's up. That's it for this release, I guess. Here we go. May the force be with you.
Yeah.
That's it. All right.
Cool. Still an epic release, Frank.
Yeah. We have a lot
Still,
to talk
right?
about still. Like we filled up an hour and a half still. Lovely.
Yeah. Thanks, Carl Watts. Definitely, right? So
Even that last
Bram,
breaking change was from him.
that was from him?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Okay.
I mean, we are really good in filling time.
We are. Actually, I do have a question, though. Actually,
Oh, yeah.
I do have 2 questions, but one is for you, Bram.
Yeah.
Because I know you're taking some time off. I saw the request popping up because you're moving, right? You got a new house. So then the first question that pops into my mind is like, how's your Home Assistant going? And have you any automation plans or things that you're thinking about doing differently? Or do you have any special plans or what's going on here?
I do have some plans, yes, but it's not on top of my priority list, to be honest, because first, like I have a new build home and a lot needs to be done, a lot needs to be managed, like it's a lot of stuff. So first I want my kitchen, and then I want smart
Missy
light bulbs,
shares
and
that, I guess.
yeah, Missy also wants a kitchen, but yeah, sorry. But I do want to do some. So I will have an all-electric house. So no more gas, and my heating and my water and stuff will be heated with electricity. And I have solar panels on my roof. So I do want to do something with energy. I want to try to like heat my boiler, or is it? It's not quite boiler in English, is it?
You mean like
my hot water, my warm.
Domestic hot water. Yes, that's a boiler.
That's a boiler? Okay. Mm. Like you need to heat that once a day. So I want to try to like do that on the times that I'm producing more solar than I'm using at that moment, to try to use the warm water as a battery basically for
good.
Do you not attach it to the heat pump? I replay. Right, but you can use the heat pump to heat also the boiler.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So you have the whole day just hot water.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Well, I have 240 liters, and when I run out, I run out. So I cannot use more than 240 liters a day, and it will be heated once a day, or you can set it in other settings. But like the normal setting, the eco setting, is that it heats the water once a day, and if you run out, you're out of luck. You have a cold shower.
Right. So you don't have like an instant heater for instant water, right?
I mean, if you attach it to the heat pump, I would just set it. I mean, I did it in my old home. Just setting up that it just heat if it goes under 40 degrees or something like that, and then it just heat it up again to 50 degrees. And then you have the whole day hot water, because then it's warm outside, and the heat pump can use the energy from the hot air to just.
No, but I don't have a air heat pump. I have a ground heat pump. So I have a pipe running into the ground, 200 meters, which gets the heat from the ground. So that doesn't matter for me. That temperature will be the same all year round, basically. That I get out of the ground. So it's the only thing that matters for me is when I produce electricity with my solar panels, and at that moment I want to use the electricity and the heat from the ground to produce hot water. So I use as less energy from the grid as possible.
Yep.
Basically, that's something I want to do, and the other thing I want to do is manage my heating. Like I will have floor heating, so it will be pretty. You can change the temperature easily, but like I have a house in the south and a lot of sun, and there's also floor cooling. So with like automating the shades outside and either opening or closing them, like using the sun or not using the sun to heat and keep my house cool and on the right temperature, stuff like that. Yeah. And other than that, just the usual stuff like the lights and the music and the motion presence sensors and energy monitoring and water monitoring and stuff like that. Yeah.
You will not have enough free time for a year to get that all done.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And I have to start from scratch. So I'm living in a temporary rental home for over a year now.
Yeah.
Because my new house is being built. So I basically have no home automation in this house at all. So I'm gonna start from scratch in my new house with a new home assistant. I can use all those labels and categories and automation.
Drag and drop dashboards.
Drag and drop dashboards. So yeah. I have a lot of work ahead of me, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
It's easier.
I can imagine.
You don't have to you just 5 seconds and you have a dashboard now.
Yeah, definitely.
Pascal, 5 seconds. That's all you need.
No, it's definitely easier than before and a lot a lot nicer to do it too. Like it will look prettier, your dashboards.
I'm wondering, is there a specific protocol you're aiming for, or a specific home automation technique you've chosen? Like, did you get something built in, like, I don't know, KNX or something like a bus protocol, or are you aiming for reusing what you already had, or are you going a totally different route, my full Z-Wave stack or something, or are you just waiting for Matter to become a thing, or what is it like? Do you have any plans there?
I would have loved to have some wires in my wall. Like I have Ethernet running through to every room basically. But other than that, there was not really a possibility during the build to do anything custom there. So I will be relying on just wireless technologies mostly. And no, I don't really have made up my mind what to use. Like I have a lot of stuff, like all different stuff, just to try it out and see how it works. And yeah, I'm not gonna pick one ecosystem yet, at least to bet on. No, but I do have some Matter stuff. Like my new shades will be Matter powered, and some light bulbs. But I also have a lot of Zigbee lights, and I have some Z-Wave sensors and Z-Wave stuff. And yeah, and then my heat pump is talking some weird stuff, and my ventilation system has some weird communication protocol, and yeah.
But it exists in Home Assistant, so you just can connect it, or you have to build it.
Yeah, yeah. I have there are of course projects with ESPHomes or ESP. I'm not sure if it's running ESPHome, but ESP chips that I can plug into my heat pump, like in the surface port. to be able to talk to it because it's locked down, of course. Stupid things. And the community can always figure it out and open it up and help us with that. Luckily,
But at least it's local then.
yeah.
Yes, that
Yeah.
is the best option at least.
Yeah.
Are you going to like solar is like highly under discussion in the Netherlands at this point because there's a lot of changes on the utility companies how they handle solar in the Netherlands. Like they will add a lot of extra cost to it. Like I will pay 300 to 400 euros extra a year because of the changes that are coming up as a solar panel owner.
Yeah.
Which is a little bit odd, but okay, I understand why and where it's coming from. But are you going to use things like batteries or something?
I first want to try to do it with like my warm water storage,
Right.
like see how far I can get to keep myself from not delivering anything back to the grid. Probably will not manage to do that. And then I am thinking about a battery, but I have not made my mind up fully. Have you made up your mind yet?
No, I've not. I have like all kinds of like requests out. What do you call it again? Like offers? No, what's again? Quotes. Some quotes open to get information about like if I should go for a battery, yes or no, because I think it is. I'm not sure if the return of investment is like useful, but at least it will bring back the monthly and yearly costs, and I think it's better in general for the like stabilizing the grid.
Definitely.
And it's besides that, it's just interesting as well, right? And from a nerd perspective. I'm looking at that. So if anybody's watching and is like, hey, this is cool, or have you thought about that solution? I definitely want to chat. So I'm looking to things like that.
And I will watch from the sideline and see how you learn and progress, and then copy the outcome.
Yeah. I've been.
You have a small family, but 200 liters are not a lot to store energy on it. So you probably really go really fast to recharge your boiler.
Yep.
I just got a message from Discord from someone that did a project for solar panels and hot water. So that's cool.
You already said, right?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Definitely gonna check that out.
We'll check with you in a few months to see how it's going, bro. I'm curious.
Cool.
All right. And Missy, finally, I want to ask you anything like, do you have a time frame, by the way, for the changes on the social things, like changes to Discord? Do you have like an idea when that will happen?
So I am hoping that I can at least start inviting the mods by the end of this month, and then get their feedback. I still have to work on your guys' feedback as I go through and make sure I'm not gonna get rid of channels that are important to, employees first. And so I have to do that. It's a slow process because I don't want to do this wrong. It's gonna be a big change. So it's going to be a little slow. So I hope to invite the mods into my staging server, by the way. I don't think I actually explicitly said that. I have a staging server that I'm making changes first. I'll invite the mods into there for their feedback. And then we'll use that server as a moderator server for staging bot changes specifically. So, or any other like new community features that come through on the community server for Discord. So, because Discord keeps adding new features for community servers. So it'll be a good landing spot for all of us to test out what changes come in and then if we'll implement it in the main server overall. So hopefully by the end of the month, I'll be inviting people in and then that should give me a couple weeks. So maybe mid-June, I'll be able to actually have it all nice and at least an announcement for when we're going to do the date. I just looked at the activity in the server over the past few months and found out that Sunday is like our quietest day. So I will try to do the server change on a Sunday. That way it'll impact
the only day I always try to automate my own home and fail at it. But fine. Yes. That's good. That's good. All right. Anything still up for you, Pascal? Something upcoming?
Yeah, I mean, we are still working on the foundation, right? So it's set up to our, yeah. I mean, we did a really great job. I mean, it changed everything, but for the user, it's not visible, which is
Which is good
it,
and bad at the same time. Right?
it sounds. I mean, it sounds strange, right? But I mean, we had a working concept. Do you know any open source project which had that many full-time developers without being commercial? Right? I mean, we are really unique, and our foundation is really unique, and and that's great. It's just, there are so many opportunities which we now get, things which we can do, and also clarification how everything runs, which is I'm really proud out of it. I mean, I learned a lot over the last 6 months, and even a foundation doesn't mean anything because it's in each country, it have different opinions, and even if you translate it to another language, it's even hard to translate. You cannot just put it into, I don't know, what's Leodict or whatever kind of translation, Google translation, and just get out of it what it is, because a foundation in the USA is not the same as a foundation in Germany and Switzerland. If you translate that to German, it doesn't mean anything. And even in the USA are different foundation or ways to run foundation. So I mean, Resident was Macedon, which moved over to Macedon, right? Yeah. I mean, everything. I mean, I believe a lot of people doesn't understand what it exactly means and what it means to be on a 503 in the USA. What that
is something different, right?
That's exactly different as the foundation is in meaning in Germany or even in Switzerland. And it's we did a really great job, and we really secure all the projects and all the open source to really keep it safe, keep it open, and have a future out of it.
Yeah, and that's sad. Like what some people feared, right? And Paula said it really clear in the live stream as well. He is not able to sell this project anymore. He's not able to make Home Assistant a commercial thing. That's right. He gave that up, basically, right?
He gave that up, right? I mean, what is open source, right? Open source is someone which work on some things, and maybe someone join and help out of it, but that doesn't mean it have a legal body, right? It's still the project of that one which started it. So Home Assistant was ever just Paulus. I mean, he also got taxated for Home Assistant. It was on his tax bill, all what's happening on Home Assistant. And he was the owner of Home Assistant, so he was able to do anything, even if everyone contribute. I mean, there's an open source license for the software, but that doesn't define the ownership of the software, the IP of the software. And even, there are so many, and then are different countries, right? There are a contribution from Germany, from whatever country, but it was Paulus' project, and now it's in a foundation, right? And a foundation Switzerland or association doesn't have an owner, right? I mean, if we did it in the USA, then there was still owner, right? But now no one owns the open source project, right? It's part or it's assist of the association and have a legal body. Now it has a legal body and everyone can work on it. We can work now with different companies. We can work together with other projects. We can work with a university.
The open home.
The open home, right? No,
That's what it's all about.
It have a body, right? It's something which everyone can touch, and now multiple people are in, and it's not just one person which in the end run a project and all other help on it. And that's really cool.
We all do it. It's really cool.
Right. It's now a project of everyone.
I think that's a really good closing, by the way. It's a project of everyone. And if you would like to join our efforts, feel free to go into our community forums, join us on GitHub. on Discord, even like maybe help people out and helping them starting up their own open home adventures, starting out with Home Assistant maybe, or helping automate other people's home, and maybe you have questions yourself. I'm pretty sure many people are willing to help you too. If you like to support the open home in general, by the way, please subscribe to Home Assistant Cloud by Nabu Casa. The money that is made from that pays it funds the Home Assistant. Sorry, funds the. We need to practice this now. This is all new. It funds the Open Home Foundation as well, but also helps us hiring people like me, Bram, like everybody on screen right now. By the way, just to work full time on the Open Home projects and being able to keep all these projects going and strive for goals basically. Privacy, choice, sustainability.
Yep.
Yeah.
The yellow thermostat.
The yellow thermostat. Oh yes, that one is absolutely beautiful. All right. I want to say thank you all for watching, and hope to
Like
see
and
you.
subscribe and
Like, subscribe. Oh, I forgot all of that.
Yes.
Like and subscribe. Hit
you need a script for this.
Click the blue.
hit the thumbs up if you haven't done yet.
Yeah.
That easy. And hope to see you next month.
Yeah. All right. Bye,
Bye.
guys.
From my new home.